Morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been playing drums since 1998. I still got stuff to practice. Now today, I'm going to be practicing 16th note diddle interpretation, trying to refine it to make it so that they sound more consistent. So we're specifically working on the timing of the diddles in 16th notes. Now in all of these practice streams, I keep them up live so you can see how I practice, what I practice, or the responses that I gave to different questions. I include timestamps in the descriptions of all of these practice streams that shows what I was doing in that particular moment, if that so interests you. And whenever people ask me questions, since I've been drumming forever and have a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education, and have taught every grade kindergarten through doctoral student, people often ask me questions about how to improve their playing or even like teaching, and I put them in this playlist, the Drumming Tips playlist. It's got over a dozen hours of free tips. If you just go up to the top, scroll past the ones that say members first, there's currently 78 that are available. This one comes out tomorrow, and a new one coming out every single Friday. So the members first ones are just early release if you're interested in that. Now, you can find all of these playlists, thousands of play-alongs, for free on my home tab of YouTube. We've got drumming, gaming, computer science stuff. I share things that I'm nerdy about. But if you click on the header for any of these categories, it will show you just the drumming playlist. And again, there's over 2,000 videos that are for drumming playlists. And these are not like short like play-alongs and whatnot. Some of these play-alongs are a few hours long. Why? Because it goes one click at a time from slow to fast, which is what we're going to be working on today. Now, if you go to the link at the top of each one of these play-alongs, it takes you to here. This is where everything is organized neater than what I can do on YouTube. So we've got 56 chop exercises, over 900 grid variations. We've got over 100 timing exercises, 55 drum charts, both straight and swung. And we've got over 400 marching bass, just under 300 technique exercises. And then here's all the like lessons and whatnot. This one comes out on Monday to everybody. So it talks about my stretching routine and massage routine, which I will do here in a minute. Now, I'm going to warm up. I'm going to warm up with a grid variation. We're going to do, we're going to get wacky. We'll do a book report on one, 16th note grid. And then we're going to stretch and massage. Whoops. And then we're going to do 16th note diddle timing. And then I'm going to chop out with something, and then we'll call it there. But before we do that, I want to get motivated with Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is going to motivate me to work on my interpretation of my diddles. So, Shia, help me out here. Let's hide him for copyright. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. Sorry, I'm breaking character. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah, Shia LaBeouf, thank you so much. I'm so ready to work on my drumming. Okay. Why do I do that? It gets me in a goofy mindset. Try not to take these streams too seriously. Trying to have fun. Okay, so we're going to do book reports. Book reports. And we're going to do book report on one. There's a bunch of different variations in here. There's 20 different variations just for book report. There's a reason why there's over 900 of these. Okay. I don't know. 90? We're getting warmed up here. And I have a cut on my pinky, so we'll see how my playing goes. I'm setting up the new double bass pedal last night. Cut my finger doing it. Hard one. Paradiddle sticking, diddle on 1 and 4, flam on 3. Sorry, dance break. Impromptu. I keep screwing that up. What am I screwing up here? Oh, okay, so yeah, I was doing the accent like 2/16 notes too early. No. Let's try it again. Just trying to get the blood flowing. Helps if I play correctly though. Nope, that was bad. Do it again. Both of my sticks are sliding out of my hands. Stop it! Okay, we barely survived that. My focus is off. Aloy, fix it. Yeah, it's a reference to yesterday's gaming stream. Anyways, we're gonna do stretch and massage routine. So pull in, push through. Oh yeah. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. This one feels good. Now again, the video that's coming out on Monday is like a 3-minute, hey, here's how you do the stretch and massage routine. And it walks you through it. So make sure you check that out. Gives you some more tips and whatnot. If you do traditional, rotate and hold there. Oh, that feels good. I don't do traditional anymore, but that feels great right now. I'm just gonna chill with this. And you can go to the other side. No, that one doesn't feel as good. Now I'm gonna stretch the underside of the forearm like this. You could do it on the wall like this, or you could do it on your pads like this. Look, I put a rug here, cause where's it at? There. Now you can see it. There. So that way, the pad or the drum kit and the hi-hat doesn't slide away on me. Problem solved. We finally fixed it. Putting weights was not helping. Now we're gonna stretch the top side of the forearm. You could do this on the wall. The higher you go, the deeper the stretch. Yesterday's stream, I was like, okay, I can't play right now. Hi-hat sliding too much, and now it won't. Also got a double bass pedal. I've never worked that up. So if you want to watch me struggle through that, you can check that out tomorrow. Stay tuned. Now I'm going to stretch the fingers, thumb to thumb. Be using a lot of the endurance and speed exercises under technique on my website. So I'm stretching finger to finger like this. So ring to ring, pinky to pinky. All right, now I'm going to massage up and down the forearm. Just trying to get relaxed. What core is my favorite based on their battery arrangement style? Interesting question. Okay, so if we're talking just battery by themselves, I'd probably say Boston Crusaders. The last few years, their books have been so much fun to watch and like play. Very cool. If I were to say with like the battery specific style, but in context of the rest of the ensemble, I would probably say Vanguard recently. Yeah. But like there's so many good groups out there. Like Devs are consistently great. Coats are consistently great. Crown has had some stuff. I mean, there's just like, it's so cool to see how much it's evolved. Like the last time I marched was 2005. So like basically 20 years ago. And it's just cool to see how much it's changed. I love it. I wish I could have marched 06 and 07 on my age outs, but nope. All right, basic tip, massaging the fingers, and then we're going to work on 16th note diddles. What about you, though? What do you think? Do you have a preference for a group? Ooh, little pop there. I used to say, like, back when I was marching, like, Vanguard, when Murray Gussick was there, his playing style with Jim Casella's writing was just like chef's kiss. Like if you take a look at 04 Vanguard in particular, when they won high drums, Scheherazade, whew, that was some good playing. Where did I march? I marched with Academy from 2001 to 2005, and then I got into a car accident in 2005, so I didn't get to march 06 or 07. So I would have had 7 years, but I had 5, so I'll take it. The former center snare for the Arizona Academy. And if you actually go to here, so at the top of my website, if you go to the curriculum vitae, which is like, stop it. If you scroll down right past the actual curriculum vitae, that's me when I was center in 2004 on Academy, playing traditional grip. All right, we're now gonna actually work on our 16th note diddle interpretation. So the last time I did this, I was in here, the diddle timing. And so we're doing 16th note diddle timing. Boop. And we're going to go here. Okay, so it's timestamps from 20 beats a minute all the way up to 160, and every single click in between. I think last time I left it off at 65. Let me check real quick. Mute. I wanted to explode. Okay, so if we go into here on the home tab, live streams, boop. We can go to the previous live stream, boop. And we can go into the timestamps, and we can see where I was practicing and where. Okay, we were there. And then I eventually started going up by 5s. How fast was this? How fast was this? 70? Trying to see if I jumped up by 5s from here. Want to be thorough. No gaps. No gaps. Come on. Come on. Okay, and that's where I start going up. All right, so we're going to go to 60 then. Cool. Doot, 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 doot. And click. And increase the volume. And now let's work on our 16th note diddle interpretation. That one was better. The second line of the diddle on 2. Yay! The goal is to try and play slurred, diddles, normal, rush, and normal, so you can control them and intentionally prevent a slurred or rushed diddle. That's the goal. Oops. Started playing check. We're going up one click at a time so there's no gaps in our interpretation or technique. Hello! Tyler, morning! I actually saw a post of yours on Reddit for 2 years ago. I was preparing for a stream where I'm gonna do a review of some new pads I got. And I was just like searching to see what questions people had on Reddit. And yours came up. It was a great post on different tenor pads. So thank you for posting that 2 years ago. You're thinking of going to college and becoming a music director? Whoops. Awesome. Yeah. If you have questions about it, let me know. I mean, as somebody who's got 3 degrees in music education, I kind of know a little thing about it. It's fun. It's not an easy gig, but like if you like teaching and you like music, it's great. Highly recommend it. I've taught as a music educator every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student, and then as a computer science K through 8, and then adult learning as well. But yeah, so if you ever have questions about like what it's like being a music educator, let me know. Woo! Oh, that's a good idea, Tyler. Yeah, I was watching Bachman talk about the new laminates and how they're using a Mylar, which I didn't realize it was the same as the heads for the laminates. But like comparing the laminates on the new Quadro pads versus the Invader, it's like night and day how much thicker they are. So it was interesting since I could compare the two since I just got them. But yeah, that would be interesting on the Pro Logics. I have a really old Pro Logics on my treadmill, and it makes it so that I can walk and drum. Or treat it as a standing desk. I used to take meetings on it. It was great. Sometimes I'd attend like webinars or meetings was off camera, and I would just drum on the pad while walking. Loved it. You bought a stand off of Amazon. Band director says it's pretty nice. It's metal. Nice. Yeah, I'm using metal stand as well. So I have this like taped onto it just so it like muffles it a little bit more. But yeah, they're good. What do I think of bass drum arrangements nowadays compared to my days when marching? I mean, like, if you look at like the stuff that people are able to play nowadays compared to back when I was marching, it's just like night and day. Like the level of like the caliber of performers is so much higher. And for basses in particular, like the laser beams are faster. The hand-to-hands are faster. Like it's just like what? It's super cool. I really dig it. But like outside of that, I can't really think of like too much has changed in terms of like what they're playing, as much as the execution and the speed is just better and more impressive. But mostly where I see like timbre and texture changes and innovations is like when they do like a basic like bass group performance or like a I&E and whatnot, which is pretty cool. It's neat. But yeah, back in my day, laser beams were hard enough, but I've got a bunch of play-alongs that are specific to basses for laser beams, and then some other stuff that's going to be coming out soon. You tried to do a read and walk at the same time and fell off your treadmill? Well, that's unfortunate. Wear a helmet. Just kidding. I realized it was going to immediately tap off. Stay safe. Practice safe drumming. Wear elbow pads. Trying to relax my accents. Still pulling back too much. Rush. You bottom? Nice. It's okay to have moments like that, but in moderation. I mean, it's an investment in your future. So, like, where you have a moment like this, you're investing in making it so you can hear more articulated rhythms to clean up your rolls, your flam patterns, etc., which can make it so that you are a better performer, which gets you on better lines, which makes you a better teacher, which makes it so that you can charge more, and eventually you'll be able to pay yourself with that experience that you are providing yourself. So those kind of things are an investment in your future, and it's okay to splurge on that every now and then, as long as you're not, wasting your money all the time, every day. My 2 cents as somebody who hasn't had debt since 2018. Avoid it. Stay away from debt. It's bad. Yeah, that's a good idea. I feel that way about, like, tattoos. I'm not, like, off the cuff. I really want to make sure I want to have that on my body permanently. So, like, I got a Steam Deck for myself. And I waited a while to make sure, do I really want this? Is it going to do what I want it to? The answer is yes. Yes. I have an older Pro Logic, like before they had rims, and same thing. It feels like sticky almost. It's hard to do sweeps on them, which is why I have it on the treadmill, so that way, like when I'm playing these streams, they're the ones with the laminates with the Vic first. But like I like the Pro Logic, like it's fine. It's just you actually mentioned it in the review. It does like build up your chops more so than the Vic Firth ones do because there's less rebound. But yeah, it does mess with like your scrapes. I combine the words. Your sweeps or your scrapes. That is a good point. Yeah, a lot of people throw them in. Oops. And then they get a weak second sound on that diddle. It's actually one of the points that I'm going to talk about when I do the review, probably in a couple of days. I want more time preparing for that stream. But the pitch, like tenor pads with pitched different drums, actually can hide some of the inconsistencies as compared to ones where everything sounds the same. One of the ways that I get like tenor players to get the stroke on that second note more on the sweeps is to put a towel over it. So if you just put a towel over the top, the more layers you add, the more you have to like physically stroke things. And like that would help them out if they had the Vic Firth and didn't have like many different types of pads like I do. So it's like an easy workaround. It can damage the towel, but you know, worth it. Ew. Late. Yeah, I mean, the tonal pads, like, you think, oh, this would be cool. Like, then I could hear the melody. But as a practice tool, it's worse, in my opinion. If you're doing like social media clips, a tonal pad might make more sense to have the pitches, because then it'll sound more like instead of a snare drummer. Ew. Bad interp. There we go. Better. So the interp is better than it was a few days ago. Progress. Maybe we'll work on the 5-stroke version next. That line was eh. I'm curious, Tyler, which pad do you recommend today? If I remember, the 2 years, 2 years ago was the ProLogic's, the Vic Firth, and Ahead, which I haven't tried the Ahead, but I'm curious with the rims on the new Vic Firths, if you recommend those more. I mean, obviously you think Zymox is the best quality, customer service. They just consistently deliver. They've never disappointed anyone. Ahead is okay? Okay. So instead of being called ahead, they should be called behind. What's wild is like, what was it, a few months ago? Where there's like brand new Reddit accounts were just like, oh, my experiences with Zymox is great. Here's what the back end looks like. And they know like all the ins and outs of like the store and the shipping process. It's like, wow, you're a customer service representative, aren't you? You're definitely working for the marketing team. New account, never posted anything on anything. I like how they thought they could get away with that. Like, how goofy is that? You think we're all dumb? Come on. Yeah. Honestly, the Vic Firth design is like really clever with the 3 Spocks. Because I had that issue as well when I was like teaching. I was like, do I want quints or 6s? Ew. Talking screw me up. Because like some drum lines I taught were 5 drums, others were 6. Most of them were 5, so I just like went with that. Right. They are an interesting company. I don't know why, like, if they really wanted to fix their stuff, like, why not just, like, completely change the name? They've got such a bad reputation. If you so-called actually fixed it, change the name. Any suggestions for a beginner drum kit? Non-electric? Honestly, like, just anything. You don't need anything fancy. Like, if you look here, I know this is going to be weird upside down, but, like, all you need is a hi-hat, a snare drum, a bass drum, and that's it to, like, really get started. And then a ride would be cool. Toms you don't necessarily need. Like, just start with something basic, and you can get quality, and then you can slowly add over time. You don't need to get anything fancy. Like, you don't need to go for, like, a prog rock. Like, I'm going to have 15 toms and 30 cymbals and 9 bass drums. Like, all that's just extra fluff. If you can get good on a bass drum, a snare drum, and a hi-hat, then you'll be solid. If you add in more textures, whether it's the toms or the cymbals, cool. But in terms of brands, like, just go with a reputable one that you want to last. Like, I have a drum kit. My drum kit over there is a Black Pearl export, and I've had it for over 20 years now, and like it still has survived for me. My wife has had her drum kit for a very long time as well. I think like at least 15 years. So mine I've had like 25 years, I think, actually. But yeah, like they will last a long time. So the thing you have to consider when you're purchasing something is like, you can get like a cheap whatever, whether it's like a pad or a drum kit or whatever. And you will be able to make use of it, but will it last like for an extended period of time? Probably not. I was looking it up for that like upcoming pad review stream. This pad I bought in 2011. The pad underneath it I bought like a few years before that. This drum pad I also bought in 2011, and it has survived like that entire time. So it may be expensive. Like if you look at the new, like the Quadro pads for Vic Firth, like they're like $300, but they come with laminates, and they might last you like more than a decade with like heavy use. Like I taught a lot of students. Like I had over 20 private students on like Saturday, Sundays, every weekend, and we would drum on these pads all the time. And now I don't teach privately anymore, but now I just play on them, and they still have survived. So it's not like they've been like unused for that long. So yeah, when it comes to drums, like I've got a Pearl. My wife has a D drum, which I guess is more electronic, but this one's an acoustic one. DW is fine. Like there's a lot of like really good brands that have been around for a long time. And yeah, just find something that is like a mid-range price. You don't need to go for like the super fancy with gold tinged hardware or whatever. Like ignore that stuff. You're old and don't plan on gigging, just want to jam around the house. Yeah, still get something of quality. So like the thing is like some of the cheaper, like if you go on, I don't know, Wish or whatever, those like cheap Temu, is that one of them? The cheap discount places where it's like Amazon but everything's like $1. Like they'll have like drums where instead of having like the normal amount of like lugs around it might have like 4. And so like the tuning's like always going to be really bad. So go with like a mid-range anything and avoid the cheap stuff and you'll be fine. But you don't need to get super fancy with it. I mean, if you want it to sound decent, even if you never gig on it, like I recommend going for like a moderately priced something. Absolute Off-World is the absolute best for snare pad for marching. Oh, I hear ya. So I just got a new Invader version 3 with the laminate, and like it's so nice having the laminate on it. I wish I had it on this one, but yeah, I really like the Off-Worlds. I've had them forever. Hey, Lisa, you're welcome. On my YouTube, if you're new here, the home tab is where you can find like a ton of stuff to get you going. Tomorrow, I'll be working on double bass for my first time ever. But a lot of stuff that I practice is like limb independent stuff. If you're like brand new to drum kit, if you go to like the link at the top of each one of the play-alongs, scroll down to the limb independence section, and this shows you like how I recommend developing limb independence. And then there's a bunch of timing exercises in here to do that. But like what you could basically just start off doing if you are like absolute brand new beginner, is just start like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then just like play through the rhythms on here. If you can't read the rhythms, then just listen to the rhythms on there and you can repeat it back to it. But going through like the 8th note timing and just playing 1 and 2 and it will help you out with that. But I can demonstrate that tomorrow if needed. What? It's not going back. Oh, it opened up in a new window. Oh, that's why. Well, okay. Counting's the hardest part for some reason. Just takes practice, takes time. One of the ways that I recommend doing it is using these Vic Firth headphones. They have a Bluetooth version or they have the wired version. But these Vic Firths make it so that you can drum on like a full acoustic, not like this hybrid mesh low volume setup, but like on a full one and not go deaf. And you can listen to whatever music you want. So practice counting while doing that. Even if you're just doing like a very basic, like you're putting on your favorite song and just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and just do that for a whole song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Eventually you'll just feel it. You'll internalize it and it'll feel great. You'll be like, yeah, I like this. Until then it's a struggle. But I mean, like, if you watch these practice streams, I show that I struggle all the time, especially yesterday's stream. It's part of the process. I've been drumming for 26 years, and I still find stuff that I struggle with. It's normal. if you weren't struggling, you're not working on something new. Even like something that sounds good, there's still stuff to refine. So stick with it. Oh, sorry, I was reading the comment. Yeah, so Tyler's got a good point as well, Lisa. I know they're in a different stream, but the if you get good heads, that can make a huge difference on the bad heads, on the bad drum kit. The thing is with like just the number of lugs, if you have too few, you can't tune it very good. But if you get like a good solid Remo head, double ply or something, suede, not just like the single ply, the cheapest ones, it can make a huge difference in terms of how the drum kit sounds. But if you're just practicing for the fun of it, don't worry about it. Getting like super fancy cymbals and whatnot. Oh, hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's interesting that has been politicized lately. As a non-binary person who doesn't have pronoun preferences, like they, he, or she all work, it's weird how many comments I get from people if I wear my non-binary and binary shirt. People just hating on me. Don't get it. But I also, like, as somebody in the trans community, it's interesting how much the discourse has been taken over by non-trans people. It's like, you know, you don't need to speak for us. But people are people. Actually, this shirt is a reference to a joke that I made when I was streaming with my wife. She was like, "Well, what do non-binary people who fish? What do they call?" And I was like, "Oh, Fisher Person by Fisher Price." And so I just like turned it into a shirt, a Stardew Valley shirt, because I thought it was cute. But you know, that offends people. Yeah, there's no place for that in this. Yes, I agree. It's interesting how many people like think that they come into my stream or my content and expect me to adhere to their like values and understandings of life. It's like, no. It's like you coming into my house and telling me how I'm supposed to like decorate or live or just be, exist. You can leave. Goodbye. Come on and drums instead. Hey, I'm happy to hear that. Many more to come. I think there's over 400 scheduled still. So stay tuned for more. Appreciate the kind words though. I'm enjoying making them. The Philippines, hello! It's morning here. Oops, forgot the diddle. How long I've been teaching and playing? Started drumming in 98. Teaching since 2003. started teaching my senior year of high school privately. And then I got a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education. And I've taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student in music education and computer science education. Context. Doc student that I supervised their dissertation was a music ed doctoral student who was doing a computer science and music ed study. So I was like, this is perfect. I can do both. One of the few people on the planet that could actually help them with that. It was cool. Really focusing on the left-hand tap right now. See, I was a little inconsistent. I really want to raise up that diddle on that 5-lit broken apart one, that quintuplet. Do you have a tip to really excel the speed and independence? There's no way around the rudiment grind. Are you talking about on drum kit? Like the independence on that? Have you seen the video that's at the top? So like, you're on YouTube. You should be able to scroll down on the live stream, and it should show you this link to here. But if you go to the limb independence section on my website, have you seen this video? That talks about a several step process that you can take to develop limb independence. And like, I've used it for all of the stuff that I demonstrate in all of the streams, and have taught students this process as well. And it works. It takes time, but you can use these play-alongs to help with that. Or one of the things that I did before I started creating these play-alongs is I had my iTunes back in the day playlists, now Spotify, like organized by BPM. So it'd be like, here's 30 songs that are all within this 10-click range. And I would just like put on that playlist and just like loop like an ostinato pattern and just sit there and work on it. But if you work through the permutations and follow the step that's in here, then that's how you can develop independence in particular. But in terms of speed, what I recommend for speed, this sounds counterintuitive, is to play slow with a relaxed, refined technique. And I talk about this quite a bit in the drumming tips videos, like how to do that. But any of these exercises under the technique are great for it. There are some that are specific for like endurance and speed with like singles and doubles. So that's a great way to work on it. Just go into here and check out any of these play-alongs. And the ones that are members first are all scheduled to release for free, so you don't have to sign up for membership. But there's still a ton that are currently available in here to help you out with it. What's it called? The slow, fast, slow, and the fast, slow, fast. These are also great for working on like speeding up a rudiment, because you basically go into the timestamps, you click a range you want. Like, I want to go from 40 BPM all the way up to 200, etc. Oh, those are... Wait, what? What does it say? From 60 to... That's wrong. I need to fix that. Right? No, why is it 60? Oh, right. Okay, because it's fast, slow, fast. I thought it was slow, fast, slow. Duh. So it starts off at 60, goes all the way down to 40, and then it goes back up to 60. Okay, this is correct. But anyways, so these play-alongs, they like start at a speed, and then it goes up one click at a time, very slowly up to a fast speed. It holds there, and it slows it all the way back down to 40. And then fast, slow, fast is the opposite of that, where it starts off fast, slows it back down, and speeds it up again. So that's a great way that you can refine your technique. But if you look in the drumming tips playlist, there's a lot of tips that I give for there. Just scroll past the members first videos. But yeah, play slow and really play relaxed. Like, I thought I was playing relaxed back in the day when I was still marching. And then Glenn Crosby, who's like a really OG, like great educator. He's like, you need to play more relaxed. And I was like, but I'm like barely holding onto the sticks, or at least I thought. And he's like, no, you need to play more relaxed, like to the point where you should be able to just like pull the stick out of my hand without me expecting it, just randomly. And got to the point where like the tactile, the grip from your fingers, like the fingerprints are what basically hold on to the stick, and you're just like barely touching it, and you're letting the stick vibrate when you're playing, etc. Like, the amount of relaxation that you can get is more than you might think. At least it was for me. This one. But I actually show what it should sound like when you're playing relaxed in this video. You should hear this when you drum. It's really short. I'm pretty sure it's like a 30, 40-second video, something like that. But it's night and day, like how much faster you can play when you refine the technique slow. You are welcome. When you're bored, you work around, you do limb independence at your desk. That's funny. Yeah, limb independence is such a fun, like brain twister, basically. I really like working on it. Like, it's genuinely soothing for whatever reason to work on it. Like, I can feel the process. I can feel the improvement over time. Like, if you listen to the Songo streams, like, from the start of it to, like, the end of it, like, there's progress being made, which is great. Yeah, you're welcome. And feel free to come in and ask questions. I do respond to every comment on YouTube as well. So if you have like a question when I'm not live streaming, you can put a comment in there, and I might be like, hey, check out tomorrow's stream. I'll answer that so I can like demonstrate it, because sometimes text is not great. Like, when I reply on Reddit, I'll often show a video, because like then it like actually shows the thing I'm talking about instead of trying to describe it. It's a lot easier to do that. Have you seen the really good breakdown videos of DCI stuff? John Miller. I don't think so. John Miller. No. I'll save it though. The thing is, like, there's so many content creators out there that I'm just like constantly finding new ones. And it's amazing how many of them I'm like, wow, this person has like a few million subs, like gaming or drumming, and I've never heard of them, like, ever. Like, what? Okay, so I just wrote myself a note to take a look at some of John's content. John Miller Jr. Yeah, this person, right? Boop. Just pulled it up on a different screen. Two-hour and 45-minute breakdown for Blue Devils Flams. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, no, I'm down to get nerdy. There's the... Ooh, what is it? Is it the Aged Out podcast? I forget. There's one where they, like, will interview snare techs and stuff, and, like, hearing those perspectives. Like, that's cool. I like listening to that. I like it. But yeah, lots of good content out there. And then, obviously, there's, like, a bajillion people who post a lot of clips and whatnot. Cool. Well, we refined our 16-note diddles. Let's chop out. Let's play something fun. Yeah, I've also been listening to the 80/20 drummer. He's got a podcast where he, like, interviews people, like drum kit players, mainly. What is that? The Drum Corps Coffee Shop podcast? Is that what that one is? They actually pop up more on TikTok, at least at the moment, for me, than they do on YouTube. That's the RC bass, right? I think. Blue Devils 2009 spree. I don't know that one. I've got 99 and I've got 2000, but yeah, I don't know Blue Devils 2009. I failed. What do I want to play? Let's see. R-Bass. Yeah, R-Bass 11. Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of clips and stuff. I have a video? Oh, 99. Yeah. I was like, what? I don't know that one. Am I having a stroke? Did I forget? Okay, this one's a classic. Like, we're talking back when I marched, kind of classic. 120. And then we'll go 10 clicks at a time until my arms fall off. And then I'll play it with my feet. That phrase is cool. Now, this is no disrespect, but back when they played this, they would be like... And Glenn Crosby one day in the lot like pointed it out to me and I was like, oh, I never even noticed. There's an old CD that I used to practice to with the Blue Devils recordings, and like every tap off was like 15 clicks faster than they actually played it. It was funny. They fixed that now. Now they play in time. And it would be clean, too. It's like they all just knew. It's like the drumline equivalent of people who, like, right-click, inspect, and then, like, change their bank account numbers. It's like, okay, you're making it look like you're actually playing it that fast, but we know you're not. Making it look like you have that amount of money, but we know you don't. Everyone did it back then? Yeah. Vanguard was great about staying in time back then, around that time. But yeah. It was a thing. It was a thing. This channel was really a rabbit hole. Do I have an overview video? Here, I'll give you an overview after I burn out. We're almost completely done with this. My hands are gonna fall apart here in a moment. But yes, I sort of do, but could do a better job with like helping people get through it all. But there's a lot. This will most likely be the breaking point. My wife is standing on the sidelines with a fire extinguisher. I will burst into flames when I break the sound barrier at 160. If YouTube will load. We need to motivate with Shia LaBeouf. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Come on, YouTube. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. F5. No. 160, please. Oh, it closed the description. That's fine. That's fine. Wife reveal. I mean, on the home tab, if you scroll past the computer science, the next one is like life. There's a vlog of her and I in Hawaii. It's my favorite video. That was a lot. Okay, so Tyler, where was mentioned here? This one? It's my absolute favorite video. We watch this like several times a year because we just love it so much. But where's the two of us? Oh, this is doing a recap at the end of the day. That was me posting at the start of the day. There's our recap. Went on a beautiful hike. Yeah. So you can check that out there. Okay, so I don't know how to pronounce your name. I would totally butcher that. There, but I probably even got that wrong. I don't know German. I'm assuming there's some German. Anyways, so yes, there's a rabbit hole here. Like I mentioned, you can go on the home tab and you can click on the drumming content. The thing is, like, YouTube really limits how much control I have over this. So I'm able to put stuff into playlists, but there's over 2,000 drumming videos. That's not like hyperbole. There's over 2,000 drumming videos. So going through all of this on YouTube is rough. Just to be honest with you. At the start of each one of these playlists, there's like a very quick overview that like shows like what to expect in each one of those playlists. Like the first few seconds will like give you a very quick overview of like, here's what this particular, oops, no, go back, this one. Here's what you can expect inside of this playlist. And then it gives you some just like general tips for how to use the website. The thing that I recommend, and there's like no ads or anything on my website. So this is not like me trying to get like banner ads or anything like that. Good morning, Jeffrey. It's the link at the top of the screen for each one of the descriptions. If you go to /drum on my website, which if you're on the vertical is here, so jaredoleary.com/drum. But this one takes you to here. So again, there's no like banner ads or anything like that. But this is where I recommend going so you can find everything organized neater. So for example, the 56 chop exercises, the very first playlist can take you to see all of them. Or if you want to like look through this will take you to individual videos like Blue Devils 99 Spree, like I was just playing. Or it might even take you to a playlist. So for example, the SCV's Cheesy Poofs from back in the day, when you click on here, it takes you to a playlist that's just got the Cheesy Poofs variations. Excuse me. This play along is a little weird because of copyright. When I reached out to Murray to like make these, it doesn't display all of the music, but you can hear all of the music. So that was like part of the copyright agreement to be able to make those. But we've got the grid variations organized by different playlists. So if you want to just work on Swiss drag variations for triplet, cool. If you want to work on the flam fives, cool. Just click on that. Then we've got it for 16th note as well. If you scroll down a little bit more for the drum kit stuff, we've got all the timing exercises here. A lot of these are currently coming out now, so there's a good chunk that are members first, but I promise they're all coming out for free. We've got the straight and swung drum charts, organized neater than what I can do on YouTube. We've got it organized for all the bass stuff. But if we get into technique stuff, each one of these playlists has like a theme to it. So if you want to work on your endurance and speed, cool. Check out the endurance and speed exercise. If you want to work on stick control variations, cool. Check out the stick control variations. Or your diddles, like triplet diddle, etc. So the technique section, the reason why there's like almost 300 technique exercises on here is because they're that important compared to the chop stuff. They're applicable not just for rudimental like I was doing, but it's also great for working on your speed and endurance for a drum kit. Like you can play a lot of these with your feet, which I'll actually be trying out tomorrow for the first time, etc. So I recommend spending a lot of time under the technique section and going through these. Now, oftentimes people will come into these streams and they'll ask me, hey, how do I work on my rolls? Or how do I work on my flams? What are some exercises for that? And I will provide those answers in the drumming tips videos. So these tips, again, just scroll past the members first one. There's 78 videos right now, over a dozen hours of free drumming content, of tips where I answer questions. So if you like look inside of these, each one of them has different tips in here. So this one starts off talking about how journaling can help drummers. And so I talk about the spreadsheet that I've got. But the next topics in here is on creative processes for writing music. Then we talk about like how to break bad drumming habits, etc. So every one of these different drumming tips videos has like multiple different tips in there So sometimes the title might not be interesting to you, but there might be a topic in there that is interesting, and the timestamps in the description allow you to see like what each one of these are. So this is a great way to find some like specific tips as well as exercises to work on various things. Now, you can also ask me during live streams, like, hey, how do I work on this? Or you can ask in the comments, hey, what exercise should I use to work on this? And I do reply to all of them. So I can be like, oh, you want to work on your inverts and learn how to do that? Well, if you go underneath the rudiment builders, there is specifically is an inverts builder exercise right here that is great for working on this. But because there's over 2,000 videos, it's going to be hard for you to find them. But if you ask me, I can like point you in the right direction. So hopefully that helps you out there in terms of like being able to sort through all of this. But there's just a ton of videos in here to go through. So again, go to the link that's at the top of each one of the descriptions /drum on my website. And I'd really recommend focusing on like the technique section and just using these as like guidelines for, well, I want to work on my roll timing. All right, check that out. Or maybe I want to work on my diddle timing like I was just doing. Well, check that one out. Or maybe the 5-stroke roll timing, etc. You have a starting point. Good. Yeah, I hope that helps you. But I'm here as a resource, so I want to help the community and people. So if you get stuck or you have a very specific question, like what do I do to practice this? Like because I've taught so many different students over the years, odds are I've seen somebody who had a similar issue and can point you towards a direction. And if I don't know an answer, I'll just be like, sorry, I don't have expertise on that, but here's where you might go to find that, and that might be able to help you out with it. What, a lot of videos, and I offer all this for free? Yes. If you spend 8 hours a day drumming, can you play through everything in about a year? Let's see here. Okay, so what's today? The 15th. Okay, so we have exactly 2,900 hours. Actually, that's great. That's hilarious. Okay, so, I think I can do this in here. 2,900 divided by 8. So it would take you 362.5 days if you did 8 hours a day playing through the current number of play-alongs and whatnot that's on the website. But again, like if I scroll, like these are all scheduled for release. So like we've got a lot more coming down the future, but this is what I use to like keep track of like what is coming out on what day and like how much time it is, so I can like accurately say when I have 3,000 hours of content on here, it'll be in March. And it's got like I'll update so that instead of saying, since you're on the horizontal where it says up here 2,500 hours, it'll say 3,000 hours of drumming content, and I'll update that in the shorts when we get to that point. So my website is an index for my YouTube videos. Yes, Jeffrey, that's a great way of thinking of that. The website is just like what I wish I could do on YouTube in terms of the organization. But I put like trying to make everything neatly organized. Like this video that's coming out on Monday now is underneath the lessons, and it shows like my stretch and massage routine, etc. And I'm going to add some more into here. When I add more play-alongs and playlists, I'll add them into here. So it's just to keep it so that you can sort through it faster. It's also mobile optimized as well, so it looks like good on mobile compared to the website. You eating out for lunch today? I don't know why that excites you so much. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, like, hey, it's the little things in life. If you can find like a joy in those little things, then like life can be good. Like if we look at like this and consider just how much goes into the process to make the stick tape, and if you zoom in with a microscope, how like the atoms aren't even touching each other, and then you zoom in even further, like, or if you expand out to the universe and like look at like the stars and the fact that like every star you see, like 1 in 5 of those has a habitable planet on it. It's just like, it's mind-blowing how cool the world is. But if you can find joy in the little stuff with just like having going out to eat for lunch, like that's awesome. That's good. Did I build the website myself? Yeah, so I started making this website for students actually back in 2003. I made it, and it was just so I could share music for students, private lesson students, on the weekends I was teaching them. And so I'd be like, oh, well, here, let me write this exercise out for you. And I'll put it on my website. So that way it's easy for people to find. But then what I started doing is I curated a bunch of different like transcriptions and whatnot, and got permission from copyright holders to like share their audition packets and stuff on my website. But I migrated the web provider from Homestead, I think, way back in the day, to Squarespace. And when I did that, I lost all of the emails giving me permission from the copyright holders, because Homestead just wiped that email. And so I had to get rid of all of the sheet music. And so for the longest time, like there was like no drumming resources on my website. And I started creating like all this computer science stuff. Like there's over like 200 podcast episodes for computer science educators. There's all these like Scratch videos that show you how to like create stuff in Scratch. So it's just like a way for me to share stuff that I create for free with people. And I've been doing it for like over 20 years. Like even if you go to like these publications, don't tell the publishers, but like if you want to read like the Trans Voices Speak article, like when you click on any one of these, it actually has a link. What? It's going slow. So you can see the preprint copy of like any of the articles. Like I don't want stuff to be behind like a paywall. So like if you want to read this article, then you should be able to read the article and not have to pay the publisher however much to be able to do this. So like all of these we have. I love you. So yeah, all my stuff has just been like trying to share content I create. And because I create a lot, the website is the easiest place for me to do that and keep things organized. With presentations, publications, like I've got presentations from over a decade ago, and you can go all the way back to these and like click on it, and it has all the slide decks for all of them, and whatnot. Yeah, I do it all in Squarespace. Notice YouTube doesn't make it easy to find videos. Yeah, YouTube is actually really bad for that. There is a way, if you're on here, you can do a search, and like I want flam drag, whoops, on one, and you can search, and it'll search within your channel that you're interested in. So like here's all the ones that mention flam drag on one, all these different videos. So you can search that way using this little icon right here. I don't think that's available on mobile. I think that's a desktop thing, but I can actually check real quick on my phone. But not a lot of people know about that feature. Yeah, I don't see, it's just like a search across everything. So I don't have that for mobile. So if you're on desktop, you can search for stuff like show me everything that has downstrokes. And so then you type in downstrokes, and then it'll show you the different resources that I've made, like the swung alternating downstroke sticking, or the alternating downstroke sticking for 16th note grid variations. So like that can help you out to sort through stuff if you don't want to go to my website, which is totally fine. But again, the website is the best place to go because I've got it all organized for you on /drum. And then all the gaming and computer science and presentations, publications, blah, 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 blah. You can find that there. But I've been ranting a lot. Good questions. I appreciate the interest. I'm going to get ready for some night of fording. So we're going to try and get some wins in there today. Wish me luck. But I'm going to call it here. Tomorrow, I'm going to work on double bass for the first time. It's going to be rough. So wish me luck. But I appreciate y'all. If you enjoy these resources, just share it with somebody else. But I'm going to call it here. Family and friends, preview in less than 2 weeks. That's awesome. Yeah, good luck with that. Happy to hear that. I remember those days. I want to work with like a line again, but I also really enjoy making stuff for the masses rather than working individually in person. But trade-offs. Anyways, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, you're welcome. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And again, feel free to ask some questions in the future. But I'm going to call it. Goodbye.